Hello, everyone. I'm thrilled to be here with you today. We are living in an era full of opportunities. Never before in human history has access to knowledge been so easy and abundant. But this is also a challenge, right? Think about it. How many of us have truly seized that opportunity? How many are still stuck in old habits, not learning and growing? Today, I want to share with you the importance of self-learning and developing new skills. These are the factors that will determine who you become and what you achieve in this life. Let's start this journey right now. Understanding the learning mindset. Well, first, let's talk about the learning mindset. Have you ever wondered why some people always seem to grow, always seem to move forward, while others stay stagnant? The secret lies in the learning mindset. I want you to imagine that each of us has a tree in our minds. This tree is constantly growing. It represents our knowledge, skills, and abilities, but this tree cannot grow by itself. If you don't water it, don't take care of it. And the water here is continuous learning and knowledge. The learning mindset isn't just about absorbing new information. It's about how you face challenges, how you push past your own limits. People with a learning mindset understand that failure is not the end. Failure is just a stepping stone to moving further. They don't fear challenges because they know that within every difficulty lies an opportunity to learn and grow. So how do you develop this mindset? The first thing you need to do is change the way you see yourself in the world around you. You are not a fixed entity. You are not limited by what you already know or have done. You are a being with limitless learning potential, and that means nothing is impossible. Self-learning is the path to freedom. Self-learning is the path to true freedom. I'm not talking about financial freedom or time freedom. I'm talking about freedom of the soul, freedom of the mind. When you self-learn, you are no longer dependent on anyone else to solve your problems. You no longer have to wait for someone to give you the knowledge or skills. You can create it yourself. Think about this. Every time you learn a new skill, you're opening a new door. A door to opportunity, to success, and even to happiness. When you know how to learn and self-develop, you never feel limited. You can always move forward, always grow. But to do this, you need to have self-discipline. Yes, self-learning isn't easy. It requires persistence, dedication, and a high level of discipline. But remember, discipline is the fastest path to freedom. When you are self-disciplined, you take control of your life. You no longer rely on others to get what you want. Exploring and developing new skills. Now let's talk about developing new skills. In today's digital age, the skills you learn today might be obsolete tomorrow. The world is changing constantly, and if you don't change, you will be left behind. That's why learning and developing new skills is crucial. Think about this. Skills are not just things you learn from books. Skills are the ability to perform something successfully. And to develop new skills, you need to take action. You can't just sit there and expect skills to come to you. You have to practice, experiment, and continuously improve. One of the most important factors in developing new skills is not fearing mistakes. You will make mistakes, you will fail, but that's part of the learning process. Remember, mistakes are not failures. Failure only happens when you give up. Every time you make a mistake, you're getting closer to mastering that skill. Perseverance is key. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to learn everything easily? Their secret isn't innate talent, it's perseverance. They don't give up when things get tough. They don't quit when they don't see immediate results. They keep going, keep trying, and eventually they succeed. Perseverance isn't just about not giving up. It's about maintaining your motivation despite obstacles. It's about keeping your goals in mind and not letting anything stand in your way. When you persevere, you build inner strength. You are training yourself to become stronger, more resilient, creating a positive learning environment. One of the key factors in self-learning and developing new skills is creating a positive learning environment. This includes both your physical and mental space. Your physical space needs to be organized in a way that helps you focus on learning. Make sure you have a quiet place free from distractions where you can learn effectively. Mentally, you need to surround yourself with positive people. People who encourage, support, and inspire you. Find others who share the same mindset, goals, and desire to grow. They will help you stay motivated and keep moving forward. Constantly evaluate and adjust. Well, one mistake many people make when self-learning is that they don't evaluate and adjust their learning process. They continue down a path without realizing that there may be a better, faster way to achieve results. Remember, self-learning is not a fixed journey. You need to continuously evaluate your process and adjust as necessary. If a method isn't working, change it. If you find yourself struggling with a skill, find a different approach. Start today. Right. Everything I've said means nothing if you don't take action. Action is the key that unlocks the door to change. You can sit here and listen to me talk for hours, but if you don't start applying what you've learned, you will never progress. Start by setting clear goals for yourself. Identify the skills you want to develop, and then create a detailed plan to achieve them. Commit to spending time each day learning and practicing. Don't let anything stand in your way. And finally, believe in yourself. Believe that you have the power to change, that you have the power to learn and grow. Remember, you are the only one who can decide your future. And it starts with learning and developing new skills.
Good day, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Today, I want to talk to you about something that has the power to completely transform your life. That's right, today, we're going to dive deep into the world of self-learning and developing new skills. These are the building blocks of a successful life. If you're serious about improving your circumstances, your career, your relationships, really, if you're serious about improving yourself, then you've got to make self-learning and skill development a priority. But let me tell you, it's not just about learning for learning's sake. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. And I want to show you how. Number one, the value of knowledge. Let me start by saying that knowledge is one of the most valuable assets you can acquire. You know, someone once told me, Jim, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance now that hit me hard. Because it's true. The cost of ignorance is far greater than the cost of education. Ignorance will cost you in opportunities missed and mistakes made and in time wasted. And time, my friends, is the most precious commodity you have. You can lose money and make it back, but time, once it's gone for good. So I'm here to tell you, invest in your education. And I'm not just talking about formal education, though, that has its place. I'm talking about educating yourself every day, whether through books, seminars, mentors, or simply through experience. But whatever you do, don't stop learning. Number two, why self-learning? Now, why self-learning, you might ask? Well, here's the thing. No one is going to care more about your success than you do. No one is going to be more invested in your growth than you are. So if you're waiting for someone else to come along and teach you everything you need to know, you'll be waiting a long time. The world doesn't work that way. You've got to take responsibility for your own education. You've got to take charge of your own growth. That's what self-learning is all about. It's about being proactive, not reactive. It's about seeking out the knowledge you need rather than waiting for it to come to you. Number three, the power of consistency. Now, let's talk about consistency. I can't stress this enough. Small, consistent actions add up to big results. When it comes to self-learning and skill development, consistency is key. You see, anyone can learn something new once in a while. But the people who really excel, the people who really achieve success, are the ones who commit to learning every single day. You don't have to spend hours and hours studying every day. In fact, sometimes less is more. The key is to make learning a habit, something you do consistently over time. Even if you just spend 30 minutes a day learning something new, over the course of a year, that adds up to over 180 hours of learning. Think about that. Imagine how much progress you could make with 180 hours of focused learning. Success is the natural result of consistently applying the fundamentals. Number four, the compound effect. Now, this brings me to the concept of the compound effect. You've probably heard me talk about this before. The idea is simple, small efforts repeated over time lead to massive results. It's like planting a seed. At first, it doesn't look like much. You plant it, you water it, and nothing seems to happen. But over time, with consistent effort, that seed starts to grow. And before you know it, you've got a mighty tree. The same principle applies to learning and skill development. Every time you learn something new, every time you practice a new skill, you're planting a seed. And with consistent effort, those seeds will grow. It may not happen overnight, but with time and persistence, you'll see the results. Number five, learn, practice, master. I want to break down the process of learning into three simple steps: learn, practice, master. Learn, the first step is to gather the knowledge you need. Whether it's reading a book, taking a course, or learning from someone who's already been there, You've got to start with learning. But remember, knowledge alone is not enough. It's important, yes, but it's just the beginning. Practice, the next step, is to put that knowledge into practice. You've got to take what you've learned and apply it. You've got to try it out, make mistakes, and learn from those mistakes. Because here's the truth, you don't really learn until you do. It's one thing to know something in theory, but it's a whole other thing to know it in practice. Master, finally, with enough practice, you can move toward mastery. But here's the thing about mastery, it's not a destination, it's a journey. There's always room to improve, always more to learn. Mastery is about continuous improvement. It's about getting better and better day by day, bit by bit. 6, the importance of skill development. Now let's talk about skills. Skills are the tools that allow you to turn knowledge into action. They're what enable you to create results. And in today's world, the importance of skills cannot be overstated. You see, the world is changing fast. Technologies are evolving, industries are shifting. And the skills that were valuable yesterday might not be valuable tomorrow. That's why it's so important to continuously develop your skills. You've got to stay relevant, you've got to stay adaptable, and you've got to stay ahead of the curve. But here's the good news, you can learn any skill you need to succeed. It doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter what your background is. If you're willing to put in the time and effort, you can develop the skills you need to achieve your goals. 7, the role of curiosity. Now let's talk about curiosity. Curiosity is one of the most important traits you can develop if you want to be a lifelong learner. Curiosity is the fuel that drives learning. It's what keeps you asking questions, seeking out new knowledge, and pushing the boundaries of what you know. If you're not naturally curious, don't worry, you can cultivate curiosity. Start by asking questions. Don't just accept things at face value. Ask why, ask how, and dig deeper. The more questions you ask, the more curious you'll become. And the more curious you become, the more you'll learn. 8, surround yourself with the right people. Now, here's something that's often overlooked: the people you surround yourself with. You've probably heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Well, there's a lot of truth to that. If you want to be a lifelong learner, if you want to continuously develop your skills, then you need to surround yourself with people who share that same mindset. Find mentors, find peers, find people who inspire you to grow. Because the truth is, learning is contagious. When you're around people who are constantly learning and improving, you can't help but do the same. 9, take action. Now, I want to talk about something that's absolutely critical: taking action. You see, all the knowledge in the world won't do you any good if you don't act on it. Learning without action is like having a map but never going on the journey. It's like having a blueprint but never building the house. You've got to take what you've learned and put it into action. And here's the thing, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out before you start. Just take the first step. Action breeds confidence, and confidence breeds action. The more you do, the more you'll learn, and the more you learn, the more you'll do. It's a virtuous cycle that will propel you forward. 10, embrace failure as a teacher. I want to touch on something that often holds people back: the fear of failure. Let me tell you something, failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. You see, every successful person has failed at some point. It's not the failure that matters, it's how you respond to it. Failure is a teacher. It shows you what doesn't work so you can find what does. It helps you refine your approach, improve your skills, and ultimately get closer to your goal. So don't be afraid of failure. Embrace it, learn from it, and keep moving forward. The importance of reflection. Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked in the learning process: reflection. You see, learning doesn't just happen in the moment. It happens when you take the time to reflect on what you've learned, to think about how you can apply it, and to evaluate your progress. Reflection is a powerful tool. It allows you to deepen your understanding, to identify areas for improvement, and to celebrate your successes. So make time for reflection. Whether it's at the end of each day, each week, or even after completing a project, pause to evaluate what you've learned. Ask yourself, what went well, what didn't? What can I do better next time? Self-reflection turns experience into wisdom. It's how you turn the pages of your own life's textbook and make sense of the lessons. The role of goals in learning. Now, let's shift our focus to goals. You've probably heard me say this 100 times. Goals are the roadmap to your success. When it comes to self-learning and developing new skills, setting clear, specific goals is absolutely essential. Why? Because without a target, you're just wandering. Goals give your learning purpose and direction. Let's break it down. You don't just say, I want to get better at something. No, you need to be specific. Ask yourself, what exactly do I want to learn? By when do I want to learn it? How will I measure my progress? For example, instead of saying, I want to learn a new language, you could say, I want to be able to hold a 10-minute conversation in Spanish within the next 6 months. Now that's a goal. It's measurable, it's time-bound, and it gives you something to work toward every day. The beauty of goals is that they act like magnets. They pull you toward your destination. But here's the trick. Don't just set big goals. Break them down into smaller, manageable tasks. This way you can track your progress and celebrate your wins along the way. Remember, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. The power of habits. Let's talk about habits. Habits are the foundation of success. They're the daily actions that over time determine where you end up. When it comes to learning and developing new skills, creating positive habits is crucial. Because here's the truth, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. So what kind of habits are we talking about? Habits of learning, habits of curiosity, habits of consistency. It could be as simple as reading for 30 minutes every morning or dedicating an hour each day to practicing a new skill. The key is to make learning a part of your daily routine so it becomes automatic, something you do without even thinking about it. And here's a little secret, start small. Don't try to overhaul your entire routine overnight. Instead, focus on creating one small habit at a time. Once that habit is ingrained, add another. Over time, these small habits will add up, and you'll find that learning and growth have become a natural part of your life. Adaptability, the skill of the future. Now, let's talk about something that's becoming more and more important in today's world, adaptability. If there's one skill that will serve you well no matter what, it's the ability to adapt. The world is changing faster than ever, and the skills that are valuable today might not be valuable tomorrow. The ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn is critical. What does this mean for you? It means being open to change. It means being willing to let go of old ways of thinking and doing things. It means being flexible and resilient. When you encounter new challenges, instead of resisting them, embrace them as opportunities to grow. Adaptability is about mindset. It's about seeing change not as a threat, but as a chance to evolve. And the best way to develop adaptability is to constantly challenge yourself. Step out of your comfort zone, try new things, and don't be afraid to fail. Because every time you adapt, you're growing stronger, more capable, and more prepared for whatever comes next. The joy of learning. I want to end on a high note because at the end of the day, learning should be a joy, not a chore. Too often, we think of learning as something we have to do rather than something we get to do. But let me tell you, there's nothing more rewarding than the feeling of growth. The sense of accomplishment you get from mastering a new skill, from expanding your knowledge, that's what makes life rich and fulfilling. So don't just focus on the end goal. Enjoy the journey. Relish the process of learning, of discovering new things, of challenging yourself. When you approach learning with a sense of curiosity and excitement, it stops feeling like work and starts feeling like play. And when learning is fun, you'll be more motivated to keep going, to keep pushing yourself, to keep growing. Continuous improvement, the lifelong journey. Finally, let me leave you with this thought. Learning is a lifelong journey, not a destination. There's no finish line, no point where you can say, I've learned it all. The moment you stop learning, you stop growing. And the moment you stop growing, you start declining. So commit to continuous improvement. Make a vow to yourself that you will never stop learning, never stop striving to become better. Whether you're 20 or 80, there's always something new to learn, always a new skill to develop. And here's the beautiful thing, the more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. It's a humbling experience, but it's also incredibly exciting. Because it means that no matter how far you've come, there's always more to discover, more to achieve, more to become. And now, my incredible friends, we've reached the end of our journey today. Take a moment to reflect on what we've explored together. Self-learning and skill development are not just steps on the path to success, they are the very path to a life filled with meaning and achievement. Remember, you are the creator of your own future. Each new skill you acquire, each piece of knowledge you gain, is a building block for the life you dream of. Never forget that personal growth is a never-ending journey. It's a journey where you continually push the boundaries of yourself, constantly explore and improve. Look forward with enthusiasm and passion. No matter where you are on this path, know that you can go further. Learning and growth are not just tools to reach your goals, they are resources that help you become the best version of yourself. Remember, each day is a new opportunity to learn, to grow, and to make your life better. Never stop seeking knowledge, never stop honing your skills, and never stop believing in your own potential. Finally, I want to remind you that this journey is yours, and only you can define its destination. So stand up with strong belief, move forward with unwavering determination, and live each day with passion and relentless commitment. I believe you can do it. I believe you can achieve great things. And I know that when you truly invest in yourself, you will not only change your own life, you will change the world. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Now go out there and turn your dreams into reality. Wishing you success, wishing you growth, and wishing you a life filled with confidence in the pursuit of new heights.